Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Caravan of Garbage, where we're talking about the Alien franchise.
I'm scared already.
4 equally good movies, if you average them out. Because some of them are so good, they make the other ones better.
That's actually true, yeah. Don't think about it the other way.
No.
Also, you could just not watch the bad ones.
That's true.
I mean, we're going to watch the bad ones.
I mean, we have to.
For scheduling reasons.
What if we only watched good things on this, Mason?
That'd be great. I'd feel so good.
Well, then you should be happy, because this week we are talking about Alien 1979.
I wouldn't feel that sense of dread. Not just because I'm watching an Alien movie, because I have to watch bad movies, you know?
Yeah, I understand that. Well, please give a like for Mason, because he has to watch a bad movie sometimes.
And you might be like, oh, a movie from the 70s, yuck. Yucko.
I wasn't like that. Is that what you think I'm like?
I meant the listeners.
Oh,
the
okay.
viewers,
But is that what you think I'm like?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I know you like some old movies. You like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
Yeah, I like that really famous movie that everybody likes. That's right, I'm unique like that.
You like Star Wars 1977, if you can believe that?
I do like Star Wars,
yeah. You like The Rise of Skywalker, that old movie?
I love that movie.
Love that movie, yeah.
2 good movies. And if you average them out, they're both good, right?
I don't even know about that. I think the ratio skews the wrong way if you're to do that.
Well, look, speaking of Star Wars, Ridley Scott's inspiration in taking this on was the grubbiness from the original Star Wars.
Absolutely.
Right? 2001: A Space Odyssey for its depictions of outer space, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the horror elements.
All the goop and gore and such.
Yeah. The reason this got greenlit because 20th Century Fox were like, we need space. And this was sitting there and they went, that one.
We need another Star War. You got anything in the can that's ready to go that's a Star War? Yeah, basically this. Sure,
yeah, basically this. It is. It's Star Wars but grubby, but not at all. It's Star Wars but everyone's wearing white underpants.
Look, that's my first note. You could never start a sci-fi horror movie these days like this, with everybody waking up in big white underpants. So unflattering. Character actors in big white underpants? It wouldn't happen.
I completely agree.
They'd have to be young and sexy.
Yeah.
And then it'd be too sexy.
Yeah, it'd be too sexy, and then we'd boo. Now, people might not know what the story is on the original Alien. People, I'd say the most famous Alien movie is probably Aliens.
I mean, that was my favorite as a kid. That's the first one I saw, because it was on TV the most, I imagine. And I remember thinking, I don't want to go back to Alien. Like, after I've watched this, and it's colonial marines, you know, they're cool, tough dudes, and they're shooting down waves of aliens. I don't want to go back to, one alien.
Yeah.
Sounds difficult. Maybe if I was in my big white underpants, I'd find this difficult. But it's, this is the origin of everything.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean?
And the year is 2122, and cigarettes are back.
Oh, cigarettes indoors are back. God, they've gotten through the dark ages, i.e. the late 20th, early 21st century, where we couldn't smoke indoors.
Yeah.
But then there was a new age. Our oppressors, the people revolted against their oppressors. We're like, we want to smoke indoors. We want everything to smell disgusting. Breakfast with a cigarette.
So yeah, originally this was called Star Beast in Dan O'Brien's original draft.
And then they were probably like, we say aliens a lot in this script.
That's exactly what they did, yeah. It started as kind of a gremlin on a bomber, like a World War II bomber kind of story, and evolved over the years.
I like that Outer Limits episode with William Shatner.
Exactly. It was co-written also by Ronald Shusett, who came up with the idea of how to get the alien on board. And of course, H.R. Giger came on board and changed the design elements of it, which informed this whole franchise.
This whole franchise and a generation or more of subsequent just sci-fi and fantasy
Alien
movies
versus
generally.
Predator movies.
I read years ago that apparently at one point he was flying his production sketches, across country, and they got stopped at an airport because they were so off-putting that the employees at the airport were like, I don't know what's happening here, but I'm pretty sure it's a crime.
These are all exploding penises. It's basically what he makes.
Yes, they are, but it's for a movie, all right? This is Hollywood stuff. You don't understand. You just work at an airport. Settle down.
Incredible design, though. And not just like visually, but you've got the look of the movie, the idea behind the incubation cycle of the alien, where you get the facehugger, it puts an egg in you, you think you're fine, and then an alien bursts out, and
you
then the
would
alien
not
runs
think
around.
you were fine.
He thought he was fine.
Does it also release hormones in your body, so you're like, no, I'm fine, I got this?
Maybe it does. The sound design, this is amazing. Even things like the facehugger apparently originally was supposed to be green, but if you keep it kind of unpainted and flesh-coloured, it's way more upsetting.
Absolutely.
And the inside of everything is like the inside of the alien egg, and the facehugger itself, they're like real animal and like sea creature innards and all of that. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's a disgusting movie, Mason.
It's a disgusting movie. The alien navigator, the enormous kind of cavernous alien spaces.
Yeah.
I loved the design of the Nostromo, although, again, before I'd seen the movie Alien, I had seen the British sci-fi sitcom Red Dwarf.
Yes.
So the Nostromo does give me big Red Dwarf vibes. I'm like, why don't they just escape on Starbug?
Yeah. Yeah, that engineer room, they were going to take that out initially. They were like, I don't know, just put an alien in a corridor. And Ridley Scott was very much like...
No, maybe we should put some thought into this.
Pretty much.
Yeah, just put an alien in a corridor, who cares? Why don't we even make movies? Movies suck. No, I'm an auteur and I say put some thought into it.
Because it adds to the scope of the movie. It's a location you only visit once, and you'd think if you built something like that, you would keep coming back to it. But they don't. So it feels like there's a bigger story at play here, when essentially it's a slasher movie, basically.
Yeah.
But it sells it as this sprawling space opera.
Yeah. I think Gene Siskel at the time when he reviewed this said, this is just a haunted house movie, but it's in space.
What we really have here is basically the haunted house film, only instead of a wild creature running around in a haunted house, we got a wild creature running around in a spaceship. And so this is not the greatest science fiction film ever made.
Liar! And that is true.
I mean, sure, yeah.
Sure.
I mean, movies are just multiple images, like flash quickly. You can break anything down. Like
But the difference I think is as well, it is in space, sure. But it's also like, when I think of a slasher movie in a haunted house kind of situation, I always think of like arrogant, privileged teens, kind of thing. I like in this version, it's just professionals are having the worst day of their lives and they are sick of this. And, the conceit of this is that the company they work for, they have a protocol that if they encounter evidence of aliens, the employees have to...
Drop everything.
They have to drop everything and they have to investigate.
Listen to the robot.
Exactly. They're all sort of going into this, with the idea that if they encounter some sort of incredible alien technology or species or something like that, the company is going to cut them in on the profits. But you can tell they're like, we're going to put in overtime for this, and they are going to lose those timesheets, man. We are not getting paid for this at all.
Absolutely
and
not.
we're going to die. I know they have to go and investigate this, but I reckon I'd go to the room with a big navigator man and be like, this is aliens for sure, let's leave. Let's get on Starbug. Let's
Send
go.
someone else.
Yeah, I don't. But just a great crew, I think.
And not knowing, if you didn't know going into this, who's the main character?
Right?
You think it's Dallas? No, he's dead.
Tom Skerritt gets top billing. I always forget this. We always think of this as the Sigourney Weaver, the Ripley show.
Yeah.
The Ripley franchise.
Which it becomes.
Yeah, that's true. We got
she's a final girl, essentially.
Yeah, that's true. We get John Hurt. We get Yaphet Kotto. I love him in this.
He blew up like a balloon in that James Bond movie.
He sure did. He was Kananga. We get Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah.
Just rocking the hell out of that look. You know what I mean? This is the iconic kind of dirtbag crew archetype, you know what I mean?
You see it oft replicated, but rarely this effective.
Replicated.
Wow, very good. And that happens later. They even made the names...
I'll save that for later. I'll save that for 3 movies down the track.
Yeah, they even made all the names unisex. So basically, anybody can be anyone.
That's true.
And I've got a fascinating bit of trivia concerning that later. The character of Ash, speaking of fascinating, he was added by Walter Hill and David Giller, who did uncredited rewrites on this. It's a whole kind of schmozzle about who wrote this and at what point. But what a strange man. I don't know, he's not a man, obviously. But go back and watching this and observing him, there's so much in him.
So much, a lot of milk and ball bearings. That's what's in him.
It's spaghetti and caviar or whatever.
There's a scene where he and Ripley have a conversation about, and Ripley's like, why did you let the alien in, etc. You're breaking quarantine procedures. And then she leaves and Ian Holm as Ash is like, oof. Tired of this conversation. He takes a big sip of his glass of milk. And it's like, has he been doing that the whole movie? Has he been doing that the entire journey? And everybody's like, you just drink ball bearings and milk. What is...
What's going on?
Are you on a diet or something? Are you on a diet of cigarettes and ball bearings and milk?
There's a moment where just before they explore this crashed alien vessel, he does a little pump up a run.
Yeah.
And he's a robot. So why is he doing that?
He's pumping his hydraulics.
I guess he is.
What I mean?
Yeah. There's little moments also where you see him flick off the X-ray because you can see the alien kind of embryo inside John Hurt's chest, and you see him sitting across the table from him. If you look at him, he's just watching him like the entire time, like, something's going to happen here. Check this out.
He's got that Bilbo Baggins look of like, I know a little secret. I know a little secret that's going to happen.
And of course, that sequence, like famously, the cast knew, what was going to happen, but not to that extent. It's the false torso and then, the explosion of blood and gore. The reactions there are for the most part real. Apparently, Yaphet Kotto went home after this in complete shock and locked himself in his room, refusing to talk to his wife for several hours. That's the story, at least. Yeah, but everybody, even before that happens, they really just sell the scene. Like the camaraderie and then the panic of it. It's just, it's terrifying. Like, it's genuinely terrifying still, even though he just looks like a little penis puppet man.
He does look like that, yes.
Yeah. And look, on the whole, I think all of it looks very good. I think there's probably one exception is the animatronic head of Ash. Like, apparently the latex shrunk, so it is, you can tell when it's him and when it's not, you know, but they were just like, well, it's the 70s and we're just going to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we CGI this? No, that technology doesn't exist. What do you even mean?
So the alien itself, though, played by Balahi Badeo, he was 208 centimeters tall.
What's that in the old money?
6'10", Mason.
That's pretty tall.
Like very thin and gangly. He was in that suit all day, and at the start he had to stand because you can't sit in that because it's got a big tail on it. So they made a special swing for him to sit in.
They could put a thing in the tail.
You'd think they could, but they
could put a
didn't,
thing in
Mason.
the tail.
Yeah, he completely disappeared after this. He moved back to Nigeria to open an art gallery. He passed away in 1992. I mean, yeah, I feel like just like the unsung hero of this franchise, just being in that and doing that. And it is like...
Just like how Jean-Claude Van Damme was fired from Predator.
Exactly.
He's the unsung hero of that movie for getting fired.
Because he got out of the way. Yeah, just amazing. And that alien also, like, there is sometimes it's a gymnast when he's like hanging up in the ceiling. Sometimes it's like a puppet head when it's, you see like the close up of the mouth coming out of the mouth. 2 mouths. Hashtag 2 mouths. And it's blasted out of the air like at the end. And that's pretty cool and pretty standard alien procedure, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If you're going by all of these movies, except for the third one when it falls into a lava. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have also done that.
Yeah.
I would have done it earlier, probably.
Yeah. It would have made the movie easier for you.
Yeah.
Just quickly, Jerry Goldsmith's score is incredible, though he wasn't happy because they took tracks from his movie Freud, the Secret Passion, and just...
a movie no one's ever seen, Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry.
And it's got some kind of unsettling kind of motifs which they fed into this.
Okay.
So a lot of the score that people love from this is not the stuff that he loves.
Okay.
Which is kind of an interesting kind of, it's like, well done on your work.
I don't understand why someone would take some musical tracks from that movie about some sort of psychosexual lunacy and put it in this movie. This is a normal alien movie.
Absolutely. Speaking of normal, are you familiar with egg morphing?
No.
Well, depending on the version that you watch, because there's like director's cuts and whatever of this.
Ridley Scott's director's cut is shorter than this.
It is. So add some stuff, took out some stuff.
Let's put in some of that stuff we took out because it didn't work. Let's make our director's cut longer. Good call, Ridley Scott. Shorter.
Yeah.
Good.
So there's a moment when Ripley's escaping. She's running to everything.
She's
She's escaping. And she comes across Dallas, who looks like he's being kind of formed into an alien facehugger egg.
Right, okay.
This isn't in the original version, but it was kind of floated around.
Oh, it's implied that you get reverse engineered back into a facehugger?
Basically, the idea is, and James Cameron kind of threw this out in the next movie because it wasn't official at the time, that it's not a Queen scenario, an alien that replicates by taking people and turning them into eggs, and then they create more eggs. But the official-ish canon-ish, because it's people dispute this, is that it's both.
Right.
So if one of these gets out on its own, it can make an egg to make a queen. Or there's just a queen just laying lots of eggs. So you can have it whatever way you want.
Slay queen.
That's right. But you can't have it neither. It has to be one. Anyways, it's time for... Oh, you love this segment.
Is it thoughts and prizes?
What?
Okay, well, all right. I do love.
What did you say?
I love thoughts and prizes.
What are you talking about? What is that?
Oh, this is his twist in the tail.
Twist?
He thinks we don't remember.
I don't know what's happening. I was talking about Olivia, which is alien trivia.
Okay, all right.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
I mean, no, but I've never been okay.
Based on concept art, the derelict ship in this would have appeared in Neil Blomkamp's version of Alien. So for a time, he of course was doing Alien 5/Alien 3, which gets rid of Alien 3 and 4 and becomes the new Alien 3. It was the Terminator dark fate of its day that never got made. Also, concerning that ship, there's no real official backstory. Like the Alien canon is, I think it's mostly everything is real unless it's contradicted in the movies. Copywriter Barbara Gibbs came up with the famed tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream, but I can sing." That's cool.
That is cool. Did you get anything for that, or
nah?
Just a note in this YouTube video. Great.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You're welcome.
She probably got $19 in 1978.
She's probably part of that elite club with the person who came up with the Nike swoosh and got $50 or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
And all those other ones. The person who invented the chicken nugget.
Yeah. Here's something fascinating which people would not take well these days. The character of Lambert is trans. So in the movie Aliens, the follow-up to this, her profile reads, subject is Despin Corvette at birth, male to female.
That's right, yeah.
So far, no indication of suppressed trauma related to gender alteration. I think that's fascinating. This was something that they added that long ago, and people didn't notice and don't care.
Yep.
Whereas I feel like if it was now, not everybody, a lot of people would be crying.
They would be crying. They would be frothing and crying.
Dallas's bio in Aliens also reads, former employers are the Tyrell Corporation.
That's from Blade Runner.
That's right. This is the Blade Runner universe also.
Like Soldier.
Like Soldier.
It's the Soldier universe.
Kurt Russell
Soldier universe.
And sometimes the Predator universe, but the Alien versus Predator movies are in a different universe.
Okay. Now, of course, because Ridley Scott directed Blade Runner. I was going to say, did he ask the guy who directed Blade Runner? But it was him.
Yeah, that's right. He did.
Yeah, great.
Box office for this, on a budget of $11 million, it got a bit of a boost after Ridley Scott storyboarded the whole thing, and they went, oh, okay, he knows what he's doing, it seems.
And then they reduced the budget when they saw the HR Giga sketches again. They're like, I don't know.
Gross.
We're going to need money for lawyers, I think.
Yeah. It had a return of $184.7 million.
That's not bad.
Huge, especially for something like this. It's basically an R-rated horror movie in space.
And then it spawned 1 trillion imitators. The YouTube channel Bad Movie Bible has a couple of videos on all the Alien homages and rip-offs from throughout the world, throughout the 80s and 90s. Fascinating.
We're going to be talking Aliens next week. But if you do want to see that early, you can actually head over to bigsandwich.co, where for $9 a month, you can support us.
That's right.
Help keep this sponsorship free.
This ramshackle spaceship floating through the worldwide galaxy internet.
True. There, we do a comic book club. We've got something very special and aliens related going up there.
Very special.
We do movie commentaries. I think we have done one on Alien versus Predator, maybe.
Ooh, yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We are doing Prometheus, though. That is coming up.
Terrific.
And we do video game Let's Plays. I'm hoping to cover Alien Colonial Marines.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, not
the one
recorded
that nobody
as of
likes?
yet. No, I'm working my way through it. And boy, it's...
You like it.
Yeah, I love it.
That's great.
It's really good.
Sounds like you don't love it.
I don't love it, actually. That's all exclusive at bigsandwich.co. But if you do want something else from us, we have a podcast called The Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. It comes out every Monday.
Yeah, we cover some alien stuff.
Yeah.
We talk about Red Dwarf every second week.
That's right. And we're going to be covering a new Alien movie when that comes out very soon.
Alien.
Alien, yeah.
What are they going to do with the continuity this time? We don't know.
No. It'll be a blend of Alien and Aliens, though, I'd say.
Yeah. Think we'll get old man Guy Pearce again? Oh, I'm so old. Look,
But I'm old. Young now. This is the past. What happened to me? But I'm old. Who knows what they're going to do?
It's probably because I didn't believe in the magic of Christmas. They're taking a hard left turn in this.
Yeah,
it's coming out in December, so what do you know?
No, it's not.
I don't know.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Grab that jam, you guys. We'll see you next week.
And thank you to Lawrence for the edit.
Thank you, Lawrence.